Hi, my beautiful butterflies. I am going to talk about different ways that I save today, and these are what I do. These are just ideas for you if you are looking to try and save on groceries or just anything in general. The biggest thing that I do, so I get food stamps every single month. I get $298 worth, which is the max. It's just me. I do eat a lot of the same foods over and over, especially when it comes to lunches. I eat a lot of sandwiches. I eat a variety of sandwiches, but my most common is like a bologna and cheese, turkey and cheese. When I do buy like turkey meat, I either look at the clearanced meat. Or if I can't find any of that, then I will go and I believe it's Hillshire, but I believe Walmart even has a brand, but they have 2 packs. So if you buy the pound, sometimes they will come in 2 separate packs in the container. I find that buying that instead of a regular just 1 pound saves me some money because I can only open up half of a pound at a time, and that helps save from some of it going to waste. Another thing is most people usually buy like yogurt in like the big like 32-ounce tubs. I don't do that. I hardly eat yogurt, so I find that for me it's more convenient and economical for me to buy the single packages. I usually buy in Walmart. It has like a 4-pack. So I'll buy like the 4-pack. Or if, a lot of the times like my Fred Meyers or my Safeway will have Yoplait on sale 10 for 10. I'll buy those, buy the 10. I go through a lot of milk. So my local Fred Meyers constantly has about every 2 weeks a sale for half gallons. For right now it's $1.39 per half gallon, which is about $2.70 for a gallon, versus if I were to go over to Walmart for a gallon, it's over $3. So right there I'm saving at least 60 cents, because it's like last time I think I bought from Walmart was like $3.32 or $3.39, something like that. Another way, and I kind of already mentioned it, I go with my meats. I always shop. I take a look at their clearance section, no matter where I go. Fred Meyers, Walmart, Safeway. Those are the 3 grocery stores that I have in my local town. I always check their markdowns just to see what they have, because you can always take those and put them in the freezer. So, and that's what I do. I always check the sales. If you are new to couponing, usually on the front page of a sales ad is what the store has as their like biggest sell. It's their loss leaders, meaning that if you buy those, the store's going to lose money, but you are going to save money. I recently bought, it was a twin pack of ground beef. It was 3 pounds, but each pack was 1.5 pounds for like $10. It was super cheap. It was cheaper than buying ground hamburger by the pound. Another thing also, now this is a personal thing, and I'll tell you why. A couple of years ago, I had my gallbladder removed. Since having my gallbladder removed, I have noticed that it is harder to eat ground beef or stuff like that. So I actually moved. I found I could eat ground turkey, and fun little fact, Walmart sells Festive brand. The brand name is Festive, and it's ground turkey for, in my local area, $1.98 per pound, and they have plain and taco seasoned. So you're saving a little bit of money by getting the taco seasoning. Personally, I just buy the regular because I can get taco seasoning fairly cheap, and you can always make your own taco seasoning. And most of the time I use my ground turkey in various things, so having the unseasoned turkey is better than having the taco. Another thing when it comes to household products like toilet paper and paper towels, I not only shop by unit price. So when you're looking at the tags, you have the big number of what it is, like let's say $5.99. Well, they should have another smaller number that says like 29 point whatever. I pay attention to how much square footage is in those toilet paper and paper towel rolls. And when I'm looking, I can do a quick calculation. Let's say I have 2 6-packs that are pretty much the same price. Maybe they're $5.99 for a 6-pack of paper towels. I will take a look at square footage. Whichever one has more square footage, I buy the bigger one. I really only use paper towels when I'm cooking with like the ground turkey, ground beef to get the fat out, because you don't want to be putting that down your drain. So I will squeegee it up, soak it up, and throw it in the trash. I use paper towels for some other things, but that is the biggest thing. So I hardly go through. I've had a 6-pack of paper towels for the last probably 6 months, and I'm down to my last one. Well, 1.5, because I have like half of a roll. But I have one full roll, so I'm going to have to go shopping for those here soon. Wow, I can't talk. But other than that, buying things in bulk. So one of my favorite things to get for like snacks is I will get banana chips, and you can buy them in the big things. Okay, so for an example, like these are banana chips. Okay, and on the back, the serving size says 1/3 of a cup, which means there's 11 servings in this thing. I think I paid $4 for it. I'm not sure. I bought a while ago, and I completely forgot I had it. Another thing, granola bars. You can make them, but like Great Value has like the big like 48 packs for a couple of bucks. Just kind of shopping from store to store, also looking to see, for example, like I know my Walmart sometimes doesn't carry the regular Top Ramen. They switch brands to like a gluten-free one, which is just nasty. But my Fred Meyer's and Safeway has them. So kind of paying attention to see paying attention to their prices, knowing which one to go to, also using their rewards. That's a big thing. If you have a store like Fred Meyer's, Safeway, Albertsons, if they have a rewards card, use it. I don't know how many times, just with my local Fred Meyer's, you can use the points for gas redemption. Safeway, I had a 60-cent gas discount. I just had a 20-cent for Fred Meyer's, which, depending on where you're getting it, sometimes it helps out, sometimes it doesn't. My local casino, their gas station, whatever, has a rewards card, and you get 4 cents off a gallon when you use a rewards card. So right now, the other day, gas was $3.64 a gallon, which with that rewards card would be $3.60 a gallon. Now, I also know when I go over to where I do my Instacart shopping for work, there is a gas station over there that's usually cheaper than the casino. And the casino is actually the cheapest in my local area. Them, and there's one other store, one other gas station that is it's the opposite direction, that tend to be right about the same price. So paying attention to that. If you don't have it, Gas Buddy, download the app. You can take a look. A lot of people update that daily with prices. And just kind of just looking and knowing which gas stations in your area are typically the cheapest. Like, I know one gas station that is always the highest one in town. Always. So I never go there for gas, ever. But there's one that's close by it that is a little bit cheaper, and the one next to that is about the same. So I kind of live in a town that's like in a U shape. So we have Uptown, which is where Walmart is, and Fred Meyer's, our like high school and middle school, our hospital, that's uptown. And then when you go literally downtown in the bottom of the valley, basically, that's our downtown. That is where Main Street is. It's where everything happens, like all our holiday parades. Our post office is downtown. The only store down there is Safeway. And that's where our police station is. We do have a discount shop there. You have to pay attention to the prices. I know this week they just put up for the Franz Big Bread was 2 for $3, which is a pretty good price, because usually at the regular stores those are $2 to $3 by themselves. They had the old-fashioned 6-cut donuts for $1.99. Sometimes I can get that cheaper at Fred Meyer's, because those usually have a 2 for $3 ticket on them at Fred Meyer's. I did find there one time some pumpkin spice Keurig cups, K-cups, for $1.50 for 10 of them. I bought all 3 boxes that they had left. Not to mention, they have this cute little thing where if you buy $25 or more worth of groceries, you get a stamp on a stamp card, and then you can get, I think it's 25% off after 10 stamps, if I remember correctly. I can't remember. So that's another thing, is paying attention to that. I do go to only one espresso stand in town. All the others just, I don't like their coffee. And this one stand, I know the owner. She used to be my neighbor. I love her coffee. They have decent, I mean, everywhere in town is about the same for prices. But I also get a reward card from there. And so I get that. And they have sometimes double punch days. But I only get a coffee like once. I limit myself to once a week max. My stomach just can't handle it. And that's been for years. That was even before my gallbladder surgery. But since my gallbladder surgery, I do have an issue with ground beef. There's a few other things I've noticed, but not too much. Another way to save money is take inspiration from other YouTubers. Go on. There's like Dollar Tree. What is it? Dollar Tree dinners. And then there's also Julia Pacheco. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. There's quite a few that I follow and see. Frugal Fit Mom. I'm just looking at right now. I have my YouTube up and I'm looking at who I'm all subscribed to. I don't see the one. There's one, it's like Southern Frugal Mama or something like that. I'm not seeing her on here for some reason, but she comes up in my feeds. But there's several different ones. I'll try to remember to post them down below, but gain inspiration from them. One of my favorite foods right now, I actually took inspiration from a food that I saw a while back. When my ex-husband and I lived in Missouri, we found the garden kits. So you get those salad kits like the Caesar salad, chopped walnuts or whatever. They had a teriyaki kit one. It comes with the teriyaki sauce, all the veggies included with it, and all you had to do was add your chicken. So that's the other thing is, things like chicken, get it canned. It's typically cheaper to get it canned, or if you don't want it canned but you still want it already cooked, look in the fridge freezer section. I know my local Walmart, when they have leftover chickens, they will take those, shred them up, and they'll sell them in the refrigerated sections next to the regular poultry. But it's cold, so you can buy it with EBT, whereas the hot chicken, you can't buy it with EBT. So look for those. But I found an off-brand Walmart brand of a stir fry. And so I have that stir fry, and then I actually have a whole lot of rice. So I'll add like a 1/4 cup of rice in with it, fry it up a little bit. And then I have some P.F. Chang's teriyaki sauce. And when I'm about ready to put the chicken in, that's when I'll put the drain. Usually, sometimes I drain the chicken, sometimes I don't. It just kind of depends on how I'm feeling that day. But it's usually preferably to not have it drained, because that gives your rice more flavor. So that you don't have to use like a chicken bouillon or anything like that. So that's the other thing, is if you are using canned meats, even canned vegetables, think about not draining them, because that liquid has lots of nutrients and lots of taste to it. So think about it and what you're making. But anyways, I make this chicken teriyaki stir fry out of store brand foods. I also visit my local food bank. Most of the time I visit, there's actually 2 of them I can go to, because one is once a month, the other one I can go to weekly. But I will go, and I usually pick out fruits and vegetables for the most part. I do stock up on some canned goods, or like if they have cereal, I'll get cereal. The last time I went, they had cereal, some pumpkin puree, which I use a can of pumpkin puree and a box of devil's food cake mix to make some delicious chocolate pumpkin muffins. Sweet treat that isn't a whole lot of calories, and it's fairly cheap because you don't use anything else. You just use the puree and the devil's food cake mix. You don't add water, you don't add eggs, oil, nothing to it. I do usually add extra chocolate chips to them, but other than that, that's about it. Also take a look, see if your local community has some free pantry spots. So like I have one of my local churches has this food pantry box that you can come visit. You can take stuff out there as you need, put stuff in. It's free to the community. It's supported by the community. If you're looking to help your community out, get together with your local churches and schools and see if you guys can build one of those pantries. And it's just, just have it just be donations. Or if you want to invest $50 in some food that's non-perishable, or if you build a pantry that actually you can put perishable food in, then do it. I know there's down the road a little bit, a couple miles, there's a farm, and they have vegetables that are by donation. I haven't visited it yet. I am going to eventually. But they have a variety of vegetables. So that's something that you want to take a look into. See what your local community has. Ask around. Use Facebook to ask, hey, just ask. Find those buy nothing Facebook groups. Ask around. Especially right now. Now is the time for giving. I mean, there should be plenty of people out there that are willing to help give. If I had more money, I would give more. I have been thinking about buying some food for the community pantry because I do have, like I said, food stamps, and I have those sales, and I have tons of canned foods that I have accumulated over the years. Just in the past from going to the food bank so much. I was building a stockpile, and there's a few items that I will never use, like canned spinach, that can go in the food pantry. I believe I got the canned spinach from the food bank itself, so I might as well pass along to somebody that maybe couldn't get to the regular to the regular food pantry because it's only open 2 days a week for certain hours. So, moving it to a more accessible area for somebody is what I can do. But anyways, that's just something I wanted to give you guys because I know with the food stamps, with people not getting them possibly for a while and just cost of living going up, I wanted to share a couple of things. I know in my video earlier, with my planner update, I was talking about my phone bill being $60 and then possibly going down. That's another thing, checking to see if maybe transferring your services to another company, maybe another company has a better deal. For me, I have to pay attention to where I live because I live in such a rural area. It's hard to get service out here. Sometimes I don't have service. So I have to depend on one or two companies to be able to have service. Internet service. I can only go with one company. That's all that's provided out here. So unfortunately, the only way for me to save money on that is to go down in my bandwidth. Which is kind of hard to do because I play a lot of games online when I'm not at home or when I'm at home. And I've tried starting out a lower one, and it just doesn't work. I think because they only service this area, there's not enough bandwidth to cover everybody in the amount that I'm trying to get. If that makes sense. So let's say you have a bandwidth of your company gives out like 100, sends out 100. If you have 10 people, they're each going to get, 10, a tenth of that. So if there's an with the holidays, more people are showing up. More people are using the wireless internet, causing more bandwidth to be needed. So it kind of, there's times when it's pretty slow when kids get out of school. Bandwidth goes, I should say the internet speed goes down. That's a better way to put it. But anyways, guys, I hope this kind of helped. I do plan on trying to show you guys some other things, tell you guys some other things throughout this month to help you be prepared for the new year if you're looking to try and save. So be on the lookout for the videos. We'll see what I come up with. I have ideas. I haven't written them down, which I need to do. That's my bad. Anyways, everyone, I want to thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please comment them down below. I do read all your comments. I may not get back to you all. I try to. But just, leave me something. It might just be a thumbs up that I reply to you. But know that I do read them. All right, folks, have a wonderful day. I'm going to actually go and do some studying. Bye-bye.